Greetings, my name is Ayana Scott. I'm a former student here at Alabama State University, a senior majoring in communications and television. Today I'll be discussing the developments of Black children with disability for this course. So I did take notes and I will be answering questions within the notes that I've taken. The first question is, what is the author's main argument? I believe the author's main argument is that there is racial disparities with augmentative and alternative communication with Black children, development disabilities, rather than whites. Okay, for question number 2, what did the author use for their argument? Was graphics. He used demographics to explain his theory on this case. He also used charts as well with percentages of how much that Black children do not receive as much attention as white when it comes to disabilities. For question number 3 was, what evidence were used to prove the author's facts? Once again, the author did use demographics and study charts of each racial group in each augmentative and alternative communication standpoint. So this author did use graphics such as charts, and he also used demographic charts as well with each race, age group, and gender to see where they stood at. Question number 4 is asking, what is the author tone for this passage or for this article? And I put that the author's tone for this article is for academic concerns. Basically because of the Black children are not receiving the needs, especially those with disabilities are not receiving any needs or supports whatsoever when it comes to their academics. Okay, so question number 5 wants to know if this author is being objective or trying to convince the reader. I believe it's a mixture of both. This article does show to be objective, but the author wants to be concerning for the awareness for this matter by showing charts and demographics and explaining depth of detail on what's going on with the society and what's going on with specifically Blacks' development with disability and autism. But I do also believe it's kind of objective at the same time because there's no lack of consideration with the way that this author has worded everything. It's pretty straightforward. There's no sugarcoating in it. It describes everything about Blacks. So yeah. When viewing this story as a reader myself, I do believe other readers view this story as a calling for justice and equity. This is a matter that should really be taken in hand and be considered for the whole entire world instead of just a story. For question number 7, the author does use straight evidence. I can say that the author used the charts and demographics once again to describe what's going on, to show percentages of how everything is running between Blacks and whites, with their knowledge level, disability level, age group, gender, and sex. So yes. For number 8, what words did the author use in this story? I can say the author used the word Black a lot. Something that put a feels towards the reader's emotions. So these words choices I found towards my emotions and how I took them. So such as the word as Black, I put autism, white, equity, racial disparities, disabilities, and for one sentence, disadvantaging Blacks. Okay, for number 9, my opinion on this story, I can say I don't like the author's approach with the title of this article, with the headline of being Blacks. Rewording the word disabilities for using it as something else is fine, but it's putting a pinpoint on Blacks, which is a story that needs to be told, but I feel like the author did lack emotions when writing this, even consideration for the Black community that has to read this. He did put people of color, or she, but they also used the word Black multiple times. They also used the word autism multiple times, disabilities, Black of disadvantage, Blacks that can't do this or that. So I really just think this story lacks respect for Blacks, but also wants to put the word out there that Blacks are not receiving the same treatment as white when it comes to those with disability.